In this video, we'll uncover the most valuable Kennedy half dollar you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these coins so special, how much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. First up, the 1968 Kennedy half dollar is a key coin in the series due to its immediate connection to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. As part of a nationwide effort to honor President Kennedy, the U.S. Mint began producing the Kennedy half dollar, replacing the Franklin half dollar, which had been minted since 1948. The 1968 edition of the coin is particularly important because it marked the first year of production after the United States had adopted the coin's new design, which included the iconic portrait of President Kennedy facing left, created by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, featured the presidential seal. The 1968 coin was also significant because it marked the first year of the series to be minted after the coin was made from a copper nickel-clad composition, which replaced the earlier 90% silver coins. The 1968 series had coins minted at two locations, the Denver Mint Mark D and the Philadelphia Mint No Mint Mark. The 1968 D is particularly rare and valuable because of the error that occurred during its minting process, creating a notable anomaly. The 1968 Kennedy half dollar features a brilliant and detailed depiction of President Kennedy. The obverse shows the profile of Kennedy, created by renowned engraver Gilroy Roberts. The design was modeled after a photograph of President Kennedy, capturing the essence of his youthful vigor and charismatic leadership. On the reverse side, we have the heraldic eagle design, with the eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows. This reverse was designed by Frank Gasparo, who used the eagle motif to symbolize strength and peace, representing the spirit of the nation during a tumultuous time in history. The mintage of the 1968 Kennedy half dollar was substantial, but what makes the 1968 D error mint mark coin so rare is the small number of these errors that were discovered in circulation and through careful collection. The Denver Mint produced over 100 million Kennedy half dollars that year, but only a small fraction of them were struck with a noticeable error. The D error mint mark refers to an issue during the minting process in which the D mint mark on the coin became either overstruck or underfilled, causing it to appear with either a doubled or blurry appearance. This error occurred when the dies used to strike the coins were not properly aligned or maintained, leading to the faint or flawed mint mark. This error, while seemingly small, has caused the coin to become highly collectible, with collectors willing to pay premiums for a 1968 Kennedy half dollar featuring this mistake. The error is a prime example of how a seemingly minor issue during the minting process can create a valuable coin, especially when it's from such a historically significant series like the Kennedy half dollar. The rarity of these errors, combined with the inherent interest in President Kennedy's legacy, makes this coin highly sought after. In today's auction market, the 1968 silver Kennedy half dollar with the D error mint mark is considered one of the more valuable coins of the series. Depending on its condition and the degree of error on the mint mark, this coin can fetch anywhere between $20,000 to over $50,000 or more. Those in particularly fine or uncirculated condition may command even higher prices. The error mark increases the value significantly when compared to standard 1968 Kennedy half dollars without such issues. Collectors of U.S. mint errors are some of the most dedicated in the numismatic world, and coins like the 1968 D error are often sold in high-demand auctions, leading to competitive bidding that can push the price even higher. These types of coins are more than just a piece of currency. They're a piece of U.S. history that has stood the test of time. Next up, the 1967 Kennedy half dollar was minted as part of the ongoing effort to honor President Kennedy following his tragic assassination in 1963. While the coin had been introduced just a few years prior, the 1967 edition continued the legacy of Kennedy, and it remains one of the most collectible coins in the series. The year 1967 is noteworthy because it was one of the first years to see widespread use of the Kennedy half dollar, which eventually became a regular part of American coinage. What makes the 1967 coin particularly interesting is its design and the continued legacy of the Kennedy family's connection to the coin's production. The large date on this coin has caused quite a stir among collectors, as this was the first year the mint used this specific format. The reverse side, as with other coins in the series, features the iconic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. The overall aesthetic of the coin is very much in line with the spirit of the time, representing the resilience and hope of the American people in the years following Kennedy's assassination. The 1967 Kennedy half dollar had a relatively high mintage, with more than 100 million coins struck, primarily at the Philadelphia Mint. The lack of a mint mark is significant because it was the only year in which this occurred for the Kennedy half-dollar series, making the 1967 coin from the Philadelphia Mint a distinct and highly collectible version. However, the 1967 coin, in general, is not as rare as the 1968 D error coin, but the large date variety does add some intrigue to the coin. The 1967 large date version has become a favorite for collectors, though it doesn't reach the same market value as certain error coins. Despite the relatively high mintage, the 1967 silver Kennedy half dollar, in circulated fine condition, can still command a decent market value today, often ranging from $20,000 depending on the coin's condition and the collector's interest. Coins that are in better condition, particularly those that have been preserved in higher grades like MS-63 or MS-64, can fetch upwards of $37,000 or more at auction. The large date version is a bit more common, but collectors still seek it because of its connection to the history of the series and the distinct design features. As a result, demand for these coins is steady in the marketplace. Next up, the 1965 Kennedy half dollar is one of the most sought-after coins in the U.S. coin market, especially the large date variety without a mint mark. Released during a pivotal moment in American history, this coin encapsulates a unique story that appeals to both history buffs and numismatists alike. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964 to commemorate the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, who was tragically killed in 1963. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a sitting president since the Franklin half dollar, which had been minted from 1948 to 1963. The obverse, designed by Gilroy Roberts, shows a portrait of Kennedy, while the reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal. Initially, these coins were minted in 90% silver, but in 1965, due to a silver shortage and rising silver prices, the composition was changed to 40% silver. In 1965, the U.S. Mint produced the Kennedy half dollar with both a small date and large date variety. These differences primarily lie in the size of the numbers on the date, with the large date featuring thicker, more prominent digits. Collectors of these varieties have long been captivated by the differences, making this particular coin especially valuable, particularly the version without a mint mark, which was minted in Philadelphia. The mintage numbers for the 1965 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark are substantial, but not excessively so. A total of over 75 million coins were struck, but most of these coins were circulated heavily and are now found in lower grades. Coins in fine condition, which are defined by moderate wear, with some detail still visible on the design, are harder to come by in today's market, making them more desirable to collectors. Although the mintage numbers are high, finding this coin in fine condition or better is rare. Coins with minimal wear and scratches can fetch a premium price, especially those with higher grade design features that are still legible and striking. However, as this coin is from an era when coins were used extensively, many examples show heavy wear or surface damage. Design features. The 1965 Kennedy half dollar is easily recognizable, thanks to its iconic portrayal of President Kennedy. The coin features a striking portrait of John F. Kennedy on the obverse, which was modeled after a photograph taken shortly before his assassination. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle holds a banner with the words E pluribus unum, which is the U.S. motto meaning out of many one. The design is bold, patriotic, and stands as a testament to the reverence Americans had for their late president. The coin was produced using a copper-nickel alloy for the first time in history, as it replaced the 90% silver coinage due to the rising costs of silver. The absence of a mint mark on the coin indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is a key factor in its rarity and value in the market. Philadelphia Mint coins from this year are particularly sought after by collectors due to their historical significance. The 1965 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is highly sought after in the numismatic community. It represents a turning point in U.S. coinage, transitioning away from pure silver to the copper-nickel composition. The unique historical context, as well as its prominent role in honoring President Kennedy, gives it sentimental and collector value that is unrivaled in the half-dollar series. The coin's appeal is magnified by its connection to the Kennedy era, making it a must-have for many collectors interested in presidential or 1960s memorabilia. Additionally, the larger large-date variety is a favorite among collectors who are passionate about mint errors and minor variations. In fine condition, the 1965 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark holds a substantial place in the market. Auction prices can fluctuate based on demand, but current estimates show that this coin could fetch anywhere from $60,000 depending on its condition and auction environment. Coins in higher grades, such as very fine or extra fine, can be sold for several $100s, with pristine examples reaching $79,000 or more. Collectors are especially interested in coins that are well preserved or those with unique features like toning or mint errors. As a result, the 1965 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark remains a valuable and highly coveted coin in today's market. Next up, the 1984 Kennedy half dollar, a coin that has gained attention in the numismatic community not only for its large date, but also due to the P-error mint mark and the damage it sustained during its circulation. This coin, though not as historically significant as its 1965 counterpart, has its own unique appeal to collectors interested in errors and anomalies in U.S. coinage. The 1984 Kennedy half dollar was minted as part of the ongoing series honoring President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. By the 1980s, the Kennedy half dollar was no longer widely used in daily transactions, as half dollars had largely been replaced by the convenience of smaller denominations such as quarters and dollar bills. However, the coin remained in circulation and was still struck by the U.S. Mint, albeit in much lower numbers than its earlier counterparts. The 1984 coin was produced using the standard 75% copper and 25% nickel composition, as silver had been phased out of regular half-dollar production after 1970. The coin features the familiar design elements: the portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. However, what sets the 1984 Kennedy half dollar apart from others in the series is the error mint mark. The P mint mark, which denotes that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is often seen on coins from the 1980s and later. However, the error in this particular coin lies in its scratched and damaged condition. Many of these coins experience damage either from the minting process itself or from heavy circulation after they left the mint. Collectors often seek out coins with these unique imperfections as they add to the rarity and intrigue of the coin. The mintage of the 1984 Kennedy half dollar was quite high, with tens of millions produced. However, due to the extensive circulation of these coins, very few of them remain in excellent condition. The large date variety, which has slightly larger digits in the year compared to the small date version, is particularly attractive to error collectors. While the mintage numbers for this coin are large, finding one with a damaged mint mark or unique characteristics makes this coin especially rare and valuable. The 1984 Kennedy half dollar, though not as famous or historically significant as earlier issues, has its own collector base, especially among those interested in error coins. The P mint mark error, along with the scratches and damaged appearance of the coin, create an anomaly that many numismatists find appealing. Error coins often fetch higher prices, especially when they feature unusual characteristics like minting flaws or unusual wear patterns. Collectors who specialize in modern U.S. coinage or those interested in the Kennedy half dollar series find this coin particularly compelling. The unusual damage makes it a curiosity, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for such items when they appear on the market. In today's auction market, the value of the 1984 Kennedy half dollar with the P error mint mark and damage can vary significantly depending on the extent of the damage, the collector demand, and the condition of the coin. While an undamaged 1984 Kennedy half dollar might be worth $9,000, a coin with a unique minting error and significant wear can command prices ranging from $10,000 or more. Auction results show that collectors are willing to pay for coins that feature unusual errors, as these coins stand out from the common circulation pieces. The scratches and P-error mint mark combine to make this coin an intriguing and valuable addition to the right collection. Next up, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar was produced during a time when coin collecting was becoming more popular, particularly due to the historic significance of President John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President Kennedy, following his untimely death. Initially, it was made of 90% silver, but in 1965, due to a silver shortage, the composition changed to 40% silver. The 1973 version falls into the latter category, containing 40% silver. As the years went on, the Kennedy half dollar became a symbol not only of President Kennedy's legacy, but also of a changing coinage system in America. The coin is still widely recognized today, but only a handful of specific years and minting errors have achieved significant collector interest and high values. The 1973 coin, in particular, is valued among collectors due to its relative scarcity, its status as a silver coin, and its association with the larger historical context of the Kennedy administration. In terms of its size and composition, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar is 30.61 millimeters in diameter, weighing 11.5 grams. This coin is smaller than the modern-day dollar coin, but still packs a significant visual presence. For the 1973 year, coins were minted in Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco, though the one without a mint mark, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, carries a unique rarity, given that many collectors prefer to own coins that lack a mint mark for certain years. The total mintage for the 1973 Kennedy half dollar, in all variations, was around 57 million coins, spread across the various mints. However, the silver content combined with the overall condition of the coin can dramatically influence its value in today's market. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark from Philadelphia is especially sought after in higher grades, and with a good condition coin, you could expect a price range from around $57,000 in today's market. However, certain auctions and rare sales could fetch even higher amounts if a collector is looking for a particular grade or a pristine version. Coins in higher conditions, such as extra fine or uncirculated, can command much higher prices, even approaching $68,000 or more at auction, especially if the silver market is experiencing a boom. This coin's value is significantly driven by the combination of its silver content, limited availability, and the demand for Kennedy-era coins among collectors. While the 1973 Kennedy half dollar doesn't carry as many notable minting errors as some other years, there are a few instances where the coin might have slight inconsistencies. Errors like weak strikes or slightly off-center prints are relatively common. However, these errors tend not to significantly increase the value unless they are particularly rare or occur in high-demand years. For collectors, this coin remains interesting due to its place in history and its relatively high mintage. Collectors who focus on Kennedy coinage, or those building a complete set, often seek out the 1973 variety. A coin in good condition, like the one we're focusing on, with its classic Kennedy portrait and original silver content, holds substantial appeal. Next up, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is part of the same silver series that began in 1965. While the Kennedy half dollar was a mainstay of American coinage, it experienced many variations over the years. In 1972, there was a noticeable design change for the large date version of the coin. The large date was distinguished by a larger digit size compared to the small date version from the same year, and this detail made the coin stand out to collectors. The D mint mark for the 1972 Kennedy half dollar indicates it was minted in Denver, Colorado. This particular coin is notable for its error, a D mint mark that appears more pronounced than usual, making it an intriguing variety for those seeking rare minting anomalies. The mint mark error in this version involves the demint mark being more pronounced and larger than typical, which could either be due to a misalignment of the die or a production mishap. This unusual feature makes this coin one to watch, especially for collectors who specialize in minting errors or varieties. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar had a substantial mintage of 125 million coins between the Denver and Philadelphia mints. However, the version featuring the pronounced D mint mark error is rarer. Typically, a 1972 Kennedy half dollar in shine good condition, one that shows a well-struck glossy surface with minimal wear, will have a value anywhere between $62,000 depending on the condition and auction environment. The error version could push the value even higher. If a coin is in exceptionally good condition with a strong error mark, it's possible to see prices soaring as high as $100,000 or more if the error is verified by professional graders and certified as authentic. This rarity, coupled with the coin's silver content, drives its value up significantly. The 1972 coin is especially coveted by collectors of minting errors. The D mint mark error occurs when the minting die that presses the design onto the coin is misaligned or improperly produced, leading to the appearance of a larger mint mark than intended. While errors like this may seem insignificant to some, they can dramatically raise the value for certain buyers who appreciate the uniqueness of the piece. Moreover, as with all coins featuring minting anomalies, certification from a reputable organization such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or professional coin grading service plays a crucial role in determining the true value of the coin. When a coin like the 1972 Kennedy half dollar with an error is certified, its market price can increase exponentially because collectors are more inclined to pay premium prices for authenticated and graded pieces. Collectors who specialize in Kennedy coins often focus on specific years with notable variations, such as the 1972 error coin, which represents a significant change in design. These coins are especially attractive to investors looking to diversify their portfolios with unique items that offer the potential for long-term appreciation. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar, with its error and silver content, is likely to remain highly desirable as long as there is interest in error coins and silver collectibles. That wraps up our deep dive into the most valuable 1973 and 1972 Kennedy half dollar coins. These two coins are not only important pieces of American numismatic history, but they also present excellent opportunities for collectors and investors alike. Whether you're on the hunt for the large date 1973 or the error-filled 1972, both coins offer something special that could make them a great addition to any collection. Next up, the 1967 Kennedy half dollar is part of the legendary series that was first minted in 1964 to honor the life and legacy of President John F. Kennedy. However, the 1967 coin stands out among its counterparts for a number of reasons that contribute to its high market value. When you add the large date variation to the mix, you are dealing with an even rarer and more valuable coin. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964 after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The U.S. Mint decided to honor him by replacing the Franklin half dollar with a coin featuring his profile. The design was the work of engraver Gilroy Roberts, with a portrait of Kennedy on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse. The coin initially began as a silver composition of 90%, but in 1965, the U.S. government switched to a clad composition due to the rising price of silver. The change in metal composition caused some confusion among collectors and coin enthusiasts, particularly because many collectors were holding on to their silver coins from earlier years. By 1967, the coin was no longer entirely composed of silver, but it still contained 40% silver, which makes it valuable today. The 1967 Kennedy half dollar was produced in high quantities, but the particular variant with the large date is considered to be rarer than the small date, and it commands a higher price in the market. While this coin didn't feature a mint mark, it was produced in massive numbers at the Philadelphia Mint. Most of the coins from the Philadelphia Mint did not feature mint marks until the late 1980s, so the absence of a mint mark is not a significant marker of rarity for this specific coin. The 1967 Kennedy half dollar, in good condition, is one of the most valuable coins within the series today, particularly due to its status as a silver coin and its large date variety. As of recent auction reports, coins in good condition can range in value from $37,500, but the price can increase depending on its overall condition, presence of toning, and interest from collectors. A coin in very fine condition or better can fetch even higher amounts, making it a popular choice for coin collectors seeking to add historical coins with real value. The 1967 large-date Kennedy half dollar is a favorite for collectors because of its connection to a pivotal moment in U.S. history, the assassination of President Kennedy. The year 1967 marked a time of great change in the United States, and owning a coin from that era holds sentimental and historical value for many collectors. For those with an eye on investment, the 1967 Kennedy half dollar is a smart choice. The growing interest in precious metals, particularly silver, has only increased the appeal of coins that contain significant amounts of the metal. As more collectors and investors turn to numismatic assets, the demand for silver Kennedy half dollars will only rise. Coins like the 1967 large-date version, with its historical importance and minting error, will only appreciate in value over time. The large-date version of the 1967 Kennedy half dollar can be distinguished by its larger, thicker digits, which were a result of a change in the way the dates were punched into the dies. These large digits are more easily identifiable to the trained eye, and their appearance on the coin has made it a target for numismatic enthusiasts seeking out rare minting errors. The 1967 coin is also a 40% silver coin, making it more valuable than those minted after 1970, when the coin's silver content was reduced. Silver prices fluctuate, but because this coin is made of silver, it will always hold intrinsic metal value. The 1967 Kennedy half dollar is particularly interesting due to the presence of minting errors that occur from time to time. Some of the most sought-after variations include coins with doubled dies, where parts of the design appear twice due to an error in the die that strikes the blank planche. These errors make the coin more valuable and collectible, as they are rarer and often have higher auction prices than regular error-free coins. Collectors appreciate the 1967 Kennedy half dollar for its role in commemorating the life of President John F. Kennedy. Despite the high mintage, the coin has become a key part of U.S. coinage history. Adding to this, collectors are often drawn to the large date version due to the added uniqueness it brings. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures.